Tonight, we are young, so let's set the world on fire.
Hi, and welcome to episode 5 of the We Are Yarn podcast. My name's Amanda. I'm your host, also known as Mandy Cat on Ravelry, Twitter, and Plurk. So, very quickly today, I wanted to start out by giving a shout out to everybody that threw me some comments on our Ravelry group, the We Are Yarn Ravelry group, and on the comments thread on the blog. So, those people are Crafty Princess, The Yarn Goes On, Simona Manloni, Epic 1313, and then that was in the Ravelry group. And then on my comments thread, or on the comments on the blog, were Enid Mary Shaw. Thanks for throwing me the comment. Also, Beth, who now everybody will know as my mama. And while I'm talking about my mama, I do need to say we are moving her into my town 2 weeks from today. So, I am still planning on doing a podcast um, in 2 weeks. It may be Wednesday morning, maybe Thursday evening, it may be Friday evening, it may be that Monday before. I don't know. But I promise you, I will get you a podcast out in 2 weeks. And with that said, let's get on to our usuals. First off, we always start with off the needles. I have two things. I was wearing it in the last podcast, but it is official. The watershed is complete. Its sleeves are bound off now, and I've worn it a couple of times, and I really like it. Yeah, you can see it real well now. This is again Watershed by Amy Swenson. I used under 440 yards of my Happy Go Lucky worsted. So if you are making the size 38, you could probably get by with just 2 skeins of Cascade 220 or the equivalent. I was honestly not expecting to use that tiny bit of yarns. I have a complete skein and a little bit of a partial left over. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I'm excited to be able to make another project out of that Happy Go Lucky. It's just fantastic yarn. Also off the needles. I bought this yarn a couple of weeks ago at the Hobby Lobby just because it's the trend. And all of my knitting friends made one last fall, but I didn't want to invest the $20 or whatever in that one little skein of yarn and then have a scarf that I did not want to wear and nobody wanted to take from me. So when I noticed Hobby Lobby was making their own version, I went ahead and did that. So this was $7.99 for one skein. It got me this really long scarf. I'm going to enter this into Nerd Wars somewhere. So I think I know where for this month. But talking about Nerd Wars, last month it seems like a lot of my team members made things, and then at the end of the month, what they had made, they entered in. They figured out how to make it fit. So that's kind of what I'm going for this time. I noticed this was sitting over here. I'm woefully behind on my continuing education credits. So I've been sitting and watching a lot of those on the internet. And this was a very mindless knit. Took 2.5 hours. So the instructions on how to use this kind of ruffledy net yarn is on, my computer just did something weird, is on the ball band this is called Chrysalis by the Yarn Bee. Done. So I had 2 off the needles, which I'm very proud of. And I forgot to tell you what's in my cup today. I'm using my Sheepy cup again from the Smoky Mountains. And you know, it's 10 in the morning. I gotta be having my coffee. So, on the needles. First off, let me show you how far I got on this Grosgrain. I didn't. I hate sewing. I need to just suck it up and do it because I love wearing this tank top. But, you know, I'm not very motivated to do it today. It's been, you know, 75 degrees is the low in the middle of the night around here in East Tennessee lately, and this morning it is still 70 degrees at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy outside. I don't want to wear a tank top, so I'm not motivated to fix it. The other thing I've been working on is the ebb tide shawl out of my hand spun. The ebb tide is a pattern by Elizabeth Doherty. I'm on the US 5s. If you'll recall, I took out the center fancy spine and I have been just barreling along. You can see that's where I was last week. So I got the rest of that band done of feather and fan, the second band, and I am well on my way to the third and final band, and then it'll be the edging and I'll be done. It's been really nice to knit, and as you can see, what I've been doing is in the stockinette part, I've been making just the make one right, make one left. Then when I get to my lacy bits to do the yarn overs, to do the increases, I've been doing yarn overs so that it kind of blends into the lace. And I think that's working out rather nicely. So yeah, there that is. I wish I could stretch it out further, but it is at the furthest reaches of my cable. But there it is. Here's you a close-up. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's just going along. Hopefully in 2 weeks I'll have the edging done. Because like I said, the rows are starting to get just crazy long. But after I get done with this stockinette section, it'll be lace from there on out. And I really love lace, so I think I'll be able to just barrel right through it. So that's on the needles. Next up is spinning. Oh, I don't have any crochet projects to show you this week, sorry. Next up is spinning. So you know it's Tour de Fleece. Today is July the 12th, and that makes it day 13. So through the 12 days previous, we had one rest day, which I took. We had the day before the rest day, it was my rest day because I was tired. Before that, up till then, I spun, this is 2 ounces, 4, 6, no, you know what? I think that's only 1 ounce. Now that I'm looking at it. Yeah, this is only 1 ounce. What was I thinking? So 2, 4, 6, 7 ounces. I have an ounce and a half on my other bobbin. This is disappointing. I was gonna make everything in 2 ounce increments, and I didn't. Oh well, we'll deal with that later, I guess. Anyway, so I have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8.5 ounces spun, and I'm kind of excited about that. I feel like that's a big accomplishment for a week. So my plan is, I've been thinking about it, my plan is after I get done with all the singles, just to spin it into a 3-ply. I expect to get a DK weight or light worsted, just because that's the singles that I spin. Probably more DK weight than light worsted though, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, That's my spinning for Tour de Fleece. But I did take a couple of days off from the brown because I was really starting to not enjoy it. And I don't want to not enjoy my spinning, so I took a break. It fell, I'm sorry. I'm having to lean way over. And now it's caught on my watershed. This is awesome. All right. And I spun some of my Tropicana by Knitty & Color. This is on my little gem. And the blue is a lot brighter than what the light's letting it look. The oranges are a lot deeper. But yeah, I spun 1.5 ounces of that on the days that I took off from the Shetland. All right. I'm zooming right along. It's only been 11 minutes. Wow. I'm usually a little bit more chatty than this. This week, I kind of fell down in Hobby Lobby and bought some yarn. And then I got my Fiber Club shipments in. So I'm making up for last week and not having any new yarn, or last episode and not having any new yarn this episode. So yeah, so I fell down in Hobby Lobby, like I said, and I bought 4 skeins of this beautiful yarn. This is Yarn Bee Diva. The colorway that I chose is Istanbul. There it goes. And if you see, it has those sequins in it. And this gorgeous green, pink, blue, and then a lot of black. I got enough to make a little cardigan out of it. And I got this because I couldn't stop thinking about it after I saw it the first time. And it took me half an hour to pick out which colorway I was going to purchase. I felt silly standing there with 3 different ones. Like, I don't know, but this one, but I decided this one was more me than the other ones. They have a really bright, rainbowy one. They have one that's more fall colors, red, orange, yellow type thing. But I thought this would cross all the seasons. That's why I got it. And this is what I plan to make out of it. The Lady Kana by Muriella. It's a 1-button cardigan with the little gathers. So it looks like it would be a real simple knit. That's kind of what I'm going for. Since it does have the wide stripes, I wanted to do something real simple with nothing fancy in it. Yeah. All right, so that was that. The next I got was the Tri-Dye Fiber Club. And she sent this beautiful fiber. So this is BFL, 75%, 25% Tussa Silk, in these gorgeous blues, dark blue and light blue. The colorway of the blue is Sky. And then she sent this Fire Star for us to spin into it as we see fit. And the colorway of the Fire Star is Rising Sun, with pinks and oranges. And together they make Aurora. And this was dyed by the Fiber Charmer. And so last month, Knitty & Color sent out the same thing, and she had a little baggie of Fire Star for you to add into your spinning. I'm kind of lost. I haven't added anything in like this before, and I have no idea how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to wait and see how other people play with it before I decide what I'm going to do. I don't know. I could probably just make it up as I go along and it'd be beautiful, but I want to get the most out of it. And finally was the Space Cadets Interstellar Yarn Alliance. And this was my second shipment from that. She said she was inspired by the colors of the summer, berries and flowers. And this is what she came up with. And it's shooting pretty true to color there. Purples and pinks. And it's just gorgeous. So those are my acquisitions. As if I needed acquisitions. Alright, so I'm sure you are all very excited to find out which pattern you guys chose for this lovely yarn. This is something Naturally Karen Spa. So it in this pretty green. So you guys, Leafy Cardi got 1 vote. And honestly, I was really liking that one the best. But maybe it's good that I asked for your opinion, because the more I think about it, the one you guys chose is going to be the best. The Vodka Lemonade and the Razor Cardi tied. So I guess I was the tiebreaker. And I decided that that Vodka Lemonade really does deserve a real pretty wool with those sleeves, so I can wear it in the cooler months. It just looks like it'd be nice, warmer, instead of in this, and something with some shape instead of this loosey-goosey bamboo blend. So what I'm going to do is the Razor Cardi. Thought it'd look nice with the color. And just to remind you, this is our Razor Cardi by Jennifer Dassau. So there's that. That's what we're going to be doing. I will probably start that, if not today, this weekend. So next week you'll get to see how far a week got me into it. Good. Okay, it is. I just went, oh, is it top down or bottom up? It is a top down seamless sweater. So I should breeze through it. Like I said, I really like knitting lace, and it doesn't look like that lace is going to be boring at all. All right. So I was talking about Nerd Wars. I've decided to make a hat as well. I wanted to get some small projects kind of in the works. So I've decided, my lovely sister-in-law Holly gifted me this yarn for my birthday last year, and you can tell it's been abused a little bit in the move. It kind of got knocked around. The ball's not as pretty as it was, but it's a sequin yarn. I had no idea what I was going to do with it, but I bought some black wool blend, superwash merino acrylic, Cascade Yarn specific. So what I'm going to make is this fantastic hat, the striped and slouchy hat by somebody. I don't even know who. Oh, when I cast it on, I'll tell you who does this one. But it looked like a real simple, just slouchy beret hat. I'm going to do, this calls for 140 yards. I only have 70 yards of this. So what I'm going to do is do the ribbing in just the black. And then when I finish the ribbing, I'm going to hold them together, and I'm going to alternate one row together, one row plain, one row together, one row plain. And I think you won't really be able to notice too terribly much that it's, I think it'll just be a nice little sparkle. Um, I'm not one to wear sparkly hats. You wouldn't know it since I have 2 yarns with sequins in it in this episode. The sequins aren't usually my thing. So we'll see how it turns out, whether or not I hold on to it or if I gift it to someone. Um, I have decided that I am a flighty knitter. I want to knit everything and I want it now. I want to knit it now and be done. I've decided though that this yarn is going to be the next yarn I turn into a shawl. So since she was inspired by Summer, I want to do the Summer Bloom Shawl by Susanna I.C. That was in the Interweave Knits Summer 2012 issue. And there's not a good picture that's not all fuzzy. That was the cover though. I like the Susanna I.C. shawls when I've knit them. I've only knit one, but she starts at the bottom edge, does the lace, and then you do short rows to finish it. This calls for 500 yards of lace weight. Obviously this is fingering weight that I have from Space Cadet. So, and I only have 430 yards as opposed to the just under 500 that she says you need. So I went and did a little looking at what people have used for this pattern, and a lot of people are saying they just cut out some of the short rows. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is just do those short rows, and when I'm done with my yarn, just bind it off. Be done. So yeah, I think that'll work out real good. So we'll see how that goes. Lastly, I've been thinking about my next Rip It Out on Air project. And I have some, I didn't pull it out. I should have pulled it out of my whips basket. Sorry guys. But I have some Universal Yarns Summer Linen. It's a cotton linen blend in this eye searing pink that I love, but I don't know. I got it at Tuesday morning and I bought all that they had, and it is, if I was just a little bit smaller of a girl, it would make all sorts of things, but I'm not. So I usually have, I'm usually short about 100 yards of what I need to make a pattern that I find that I like. So but I was playing around on Ravelry because I couldn't go to sleep last night, so I was laying in the bed with my iPad and I found this fantastic pattern by Drops, and it has these crocheted motifs around the top, and then the knit bodice, or the main part of the tank is knit. I don't know what I'd make the motifs out of. It would be a different yarn because I don't have enough to make it all, but I do have plenty just to make the body. So that's going to be the next thing after I rip out on the air, unless I haven't ripped it out yet. So yeah, so that's what's next. Our razor cardi you'll be seeing next week, maybe a hat. If I finish the ebb tide shawl, maybe another shawl. You'll be seeing more brown. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm only at 24 minutes and I'm done talking. So I guess this is just going to be a little bit short of an episode. So thanks so much for joining me today. Again, I appreciate all you guys that gave me some of your feedback. Please, please, please visit our Ravelry group, We Are Yarn, and leave some comments. Eventually, I'll come up with some good conversation, but I'm coming up a little short right now. Please feel free to start your own conversation in the group too, because it seems like I have a good group of people in the Ravelry group. So you guys start talking amongst yourselves. Talk, talk, talk. Also, if you are not on Ravelry, come leave me a comment at weareyarn.com for this episode 5. And also, if you would, I forgot to check my iTunes. I was going to check iTunes and see if anybody else had left me a comment. I'll do that for next week. But if you have not, if you download me from iTunes, it's real easy to right click on me and well, in Windows I right click. I don't know what you Mac users do. But on the podcast, and you can in your downloaded things, and you can rate me just there with stars. So, you know, if just throw me some stars, get me up in the, I still don't have enough yet to be officially rated. So I'd appreciate you guys just throwing me those stars. And I guess that's it. I hope the weather's a lot nicer where you are than it is here. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Sweet Dreams 26. Hey, I forgot to say, if you visited my personal blog, liquidkitties.com, it was very seriously attacked by some hackers. Not last weekend, but the week right after I shot the last episode. So if you visited that weekend after the last episode, so that would have been 4, 5, 6, the 5th, 6th, no, the 1st of July. Yeah, the first weekend in July. If you visited my personal blog, you do need to run a virus check. I don't think it was terribly malicious. And thank you. I don't remember your name, but thank you so much for alerting me to that. It took a whole lot of effort on my husband's part, bless his heart, to get all of that taken care of. And but it took us several tries, but we did finally get the right security software on my website so that it was safe. And they did eventually figure out what IP was doing that. It was Romania somewhere. I don't know why they had it out for us crafters. I don't know, but I guess they'll pick on anybody that they can. But everything is secure now, and I just wanted to let you guys know that. So if you did visit my blog, run a virus scan just in case, okay? If you don't have one installed on your Windows machine, I recommend AVG. It's free and it's real good. So yeah, just throwing that in here at the end. I hope you have a great couple of weeks. Bye.